Hey, Larry. Ow. Hey, Aurora. Hey, Kimberly. I don't know how well this is going to go when I have my phone plugged into the external battery. She's very focused on the cord. Hey, Joe. Bless you, Copper. Hey, Catalina. Well, it's not meant to be. Hey, Fern. I don't know if Connie's going to be here today or not. We may just go ahead and get started. Try to wait a couple minutes. Let everybody kind of filter in. I'll get into it in a minute, Catalina. It's nothing ominous, as Larry put it. Just it's been a stressful day. It means exactly what it says. So we're about 2.5 minutes in, so we'll go ahead. This is going to be kind of short today anyway. To get right to the main issue, they won't be going to PetSmart today. Different reason for Copper than for Victoria, but it's mainly due to Copper. I took Copper to the vet today. Well, first off, let me back up about Luna. That's how my day started at 8 o'clock this morning, was at the vet with Luna and dealing with that and hopefully getting her well. And then I came into work for a little while and was supposed to get my hair cut at 10:30, and the barber was behind, and there was like 3 people that were scheduled for 10:30 that all showed up at the same time, and I ended up waiting there forever. And so that stressed me out a little more, and I came back to work, and it came time to load these guys up to go, well, to load Ozzy and Devin and Copper up to go to the vet. Ozzy and Devin are being boarded tonight, just to make themselves scarce for tomorrow. And the original plan was that Copper was going to get his eye checked and hopefully be told everything's cool with his eye, nothing to worry about. He can go to PetSmart. And I mean, that was my whole purpose of making the appointment, was to get that checked before I took him, to make sure he had nothing contagious and wasn't going to infect anybody up there. So long story short, the vet doesn't know what the deal is with his eye. He examined him, looked at both eyes, and didn't see anything that was totally obvious as far as like a physical thing going on with his eye, just from what he could see. And I forget the name of the test that they did, but it's like a little strip of paper, almost like a piece of litmus paper, but it's white and it has little incremental measurements on it. And they kind of slide it into his eyelid, the lower eyelid, and it's supposed to measure tear production, like over a minute or a minute and a half, something like that. Well, it's his right eye that waters all the time. That one, tear production tested normal. His left eye wasn't producing enough tears. He doesn't know what's going on with the eye. The fact that we've tried the terramycin and I forget what the other drop is called that we've tried on him, and it's still happening. He's kind of stumped on it, and he said, you know, you really ought to think about it if you're going to put him up for adoption through paws, that sure, you might get a cat person that hears his backstory and says, well, it's due to an injury, you know, it's probably something to do with that, nothing to worry about. And if it became more of an issue, they would get him treated and we wouldn't have anything to worry about. But then on the flip side of that, you may get somebody that adopts it that doesn't have a lot of experience with cats, and that they're going to keep coming back to paws saying, well, this cat has something wrong with its eye, you know, what are we going to do about this? And it's going to become our responsibility. So he suggested I talk it over with Laura and maybe let him see an ophthalmologist, which he said, you know, can either go to Auburn or Birmingham for that, and said it probably wouldn't be too expensive to get him looked at. The expense would come in if he had to have surgery or, you know, something like that. So I talked to Laura, and rather than take him up there tonight with the unknown, we're just going to let him sit here for tonight, along with Victoria. I'm going to put them in the room together tonight since Ozzy and Devin aren't here, so she's not by herself. Maybe that will soothe her soul a little bit, not to have to spend the night alone, which is the same reason I didn't want to take her to PetSmart, because, you know, I thought maybe with having Copper there, she would handle it a little better. I don't even know how he would handle it yet. Trying to get this cat into that carrier this afternoon was an ordeal. He did not want to go in there. I mean, I've got that and I've got that going on. I mean, he was not having it. Hey, Lynette. And then when I got him to the vet after he was looked at and all that, to get him back in the carrier, once I set him on the floor, but when I picked him up, he thought, oh no, what's happening? And then he like clawed his way up over the top of my head and down my back. And Copper is not a fan of carriers or vets, but I mean, once he got on the table and the vet was looking at him, he was, I mean, just a model patient. It was everything leading up to it and after that was a hassle. But in summation, tomorrow, Larry, we're going to go with your idea. I have a key to this door back here. I don't have a key to the main door that goes out to the stairs. And hello, Lynette. I'm rambling, so I don't know if I spoke to you or not. I talked to Laura about it. I'm not worried about him. Hey, Taz. Tazaroo. Maybe he won't freak out. Why are you being so grumpy? Stop. You're being a grump. Is this payback from earlier? Well, you already got me plenty. But yeah. I talked to Laura, and because of her tendency to have screaming fits, I'm going to get here early in the morning. I'm hoping to be here around 7. I'm going to get everybody fed, and she and Copper are both going to go back in that room. Before Taz and Alice took their trip, Laura had bought, I forget the name of it. She's told me the name of it twice, but it's not like a knockout sedative for cats, but it's just something to calm them down and keep them quiet. So I think the plan tomorrow is to slip one to Miss Victoria there, and she'll just have a relaxed day. I only really have to worry about it for half a day because, you know, we'll go to lunch and all that, and after that I think everybody will probably go home. So yeah, they're gonna stay here tonight. Victoria still has to go to PetSmart, but I'm telling myself I have a little more time to mull over how I'm gonna approach it. Hey, Connie. And I think Copper still smells like the vet, and Victoria's telling him about it. But yeah, they'll stay here in the room together tonight. I'll get here early in the morning. Laura said she'd meet me over here. We'll give Victoria a dose of whatever that stuff is called to keep her calm during the day so she's not having a screaming fit while there's a bunch of people in the office. That door will be locked, and as far as anybody knows, I don't have a key. I'll probably just lock that door and the other door back that way too, just to make it uniform, but I don't know, maybe not. I'll ponder over all of that. So yeah, that's been my day in a nutshell. Ozzy and Devin did very well. I mean, they go right in the carrier. They don't make a fuss on the ride over to the vet, and they'll be fine overnight, and hopefully I can go get them after our lunch thing tomorrow and bring them back here. And there won't be a problem until it's, well, hopefully there won't be a problem at all, and they can just hang out until their new family is ready to bring them to their new house. So sorry about all the undue stress of yesterday. I guess I got some, I don't know, I was pretty stressed yesterday too, but honestly I think today was a little more stressful. Yeah, until we can figure out what's going on with Copper's eye. The vet he's kind of baffled by what's going on with it. So we have to address that before. I mean, I asked him point blank, I said, do you think he'd be okay at PetSmart? And the answer was yes and no. I mean, he would be fine, but depending on who ended up adopting him, if it's a lingering issue with his eye, then somebody might, they might want to know what it is before they adopt him, or, they might get him home and go, well, this is a continual problem. We got to get this figured out. And then the blame falls on us if we don't have it addressed. So for tonight, Copper and Victoria will be shacking up together. She will get a little happy pill tomorrow to calm her down and keep her from having a screaming fit tomorrow during the day, and that's about it. I went ahead and booked Ozzy and Devin through Thursday afternoon, just in case I can't go and get them tomorrow afternoon. I'm not thinking that's going to be the case, but I have a safety net there. So yeah, this has been 2 days of pure stress. And I'm sorry, I saw a question about Luna. Kimberly, Luna was acting a little better. I don't know if you've seen Melanie's video from earlier or not. She was acting better when she got home, and she acted like she wanted to eat, but when she got the food in front of her, she would not eat. So I don't know if that's changed in the last hour or so that I've been up here. A little over an hour now. But that's where we're at right now. She's got to go back to the vet at 7 o'clock in the morning, about the same time I'm planning on getting here. So Melanie's going to have to get up early with me and take her in, and they're going to check and see if she needs more fluids or if there's anything else they want to try with her, especially if she hasn't eaten anything. I hope so too. I got her a can of, I think it's a Royal Canin type of food. It's called, well, the branding on it is Restore. It's supposed to be like a super calorie dense type of thing. So she would only have to eat a little bit of it to get the same amount of calories that she would get when she eats her normal amount of food. So if we could just get her to eat a bite of that will be progress. And I was telling, the vet that we take our cats to at home is a different vet than we take the Paws cats to. But I was telling the vet that saw Copper this afternoon about it, and he recommended the food, and he said, generally once they've gone with food, they have to eat a little bit to get their appetite to start operating again. basically. It's just like a function that has to come back. So if we could just get a little bit of food in her stomach, I think that will get us around the corner, I hope. But yeah, Copper, I'm not looking forward to having to take him anywhere else. I may have to get some more of those pills that I'm talking about giving to Victoria on the day of his next vet visit, or when he goes to PetSmart, or possibly when he's adopted and goes home from PetSmart, because he doesn't like that one bit. I had to and I'm not going to pick it up, but I basically had to turn the thing up on its side, and it took 4, maybe 5 tries to get him in it, but I had to turn it up on its side, open the door, and basically hold his front and back feet as best I could and lower him down into it. And he fought me all the way. And he's not a small cat. And he also has some daggers because his nails need to be clipped again. But he made me pay for it. So yeah, we gotta make a decision on how we want to proceed with his eyes. And I told the vet it's just Copper's plot to make me keep him. But I don't know, when the vet looks at you and says, I don't know what's going on, it's not really encouraging. I mean, he didn't make it sound like it's something, you know, terminal or super serious or anything. He doesn't know. Yeah, it was bad. And I have not inspected the top of my head yet to see if I have claw marks on my scalp yet. I'm sure I've got them on my back. And you've seen I've got them all over my hands, both hands. I only showed you one. So, all that to say that this one has another day of reprieve at least. But that's about it. I really can't think of anything else. But that was my entire day of balled up stress condensed into a 15-minute spiel. But tomorrow's going to be a better day. Yeah, I wasn't really ready to take her. I would have felt a lot better about it had she been able to go with Copper. What do you mean juggling dishes? Oh, one thing I didn't say is that I may just let them roam tonight, actually. Maybe she'll be less prone to the screaming fit when I get here in the morning if she's been out all night. I don't really think there's anything she'll get into. I left her out when I took Copper and Ozzy and Devin to the vet, and she was fine. Yeah, Lily, Stumpy, and Clara are, I guess, the best way to put that, they're company approved cats. everybody knows that they're here and doesn't really have a problem. I guess 3 is maximum. But we went from 7 to 5, so. But I'm fully prepared to take the brunt of any lectures or whatever happens. We talked about making them business cards and like company emails one time, and sending emails. We were going to give them job titles and start copying them on company-wide emails and all that stuff, and coming up with clever responses that they could send. I don't know why I'm just letting you watch Victoria lick her butt, but we haven't followed through on that idea, but we probably should. How are the other cats, Fern? Are they accepting it? Copper. Hey. I don't know if you can tell his eyes all watery again. But it's just so weird that that eye is producing the normal amount of tears and the left one is not producing enough. It makes you think maybe there's something. Is everybody just gonna lick their butt while I'm doing this now? Yeah, Kimberly, the trick to pulling that off is her not screaming. I think if the door is shut and it's quiet, we'll be fine. But yeah, everybody's gonna be surprised in the morning. Well, the people on this floor are gonna be surprised because I told everybody they were going to PetSmart today. So, yeah, me too. And I'm not ruling out that possibility, but Victoria definitely will end up at PetSmart eventually. I guess it just depends on what I find out about Copper's eye, and you know, if it's something that can be fixed surgically, that's not a big deal, or it's not a big deal if I don't get it fixed and just leave it alone and watch it. I don't know. But that's where I am right now. I mean, there's still a big cloud of uncertainty as to what happens from here, but as for tonight, we are settled in. Why are you licking this thing? You're licking your arm, and just the cube is collateral. But I said I was going to keep this short, and here we are at almost 25 minutes in. I still have to go by the store before I can go home, excuse me, and find a little dirty Santa gift for the lunch Christmas party shindig tomorrow. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be something that is probably pretty quick and easy, and at the end of an aisle that I just say, that looks good. Because I'm tired and I am most ready to go home. But anyway, most likely no close-up tomorrow. If something drastic happens and there's some big change, there will be one, but You all cross your fingers for no close-up tomorrow. How about that? As I say, Devin and Ozzy will hopefully be back tomorrow, and we can return to some normalcy before the big transformation, or transition, I should say. So, hey Gigi, I don't know. He did do a little test. I don't know if you were here for that, to check tear production. And the eye that waters all the time is normal. The left eye is below normal. And the left eye has not given him any problems, for what that's worth. I don't know if there's some sort of canal that one could be blocked and it's just sending all the tears to one side. I don't know. I'm definitely not a vet. But anyway, that's going to do it for me. I'm about to load up my gear and get out of here. And hopefully I don't see you tomorrow. I will, and I will keep you all updated on Luna. I've got that food. I'm going to get home to her, and hopefully we can convince her to eat when I get there. So, but thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. The room where the kittens normally are will probably be a little empty tonight. You might see some other cats walk through, but I think I'm going to leave the door open so this one can roam. But thank you, everybody. I appreciate it, and we will update you as we find out things. Hope you all have a good night, and I'll see you in a couple of days. Bye, everybody.